I really love this question from Reddit. Why do manga sales matter? Browsing through, bounding into comics archives, they really make a point that manga is outselling comics. Fine, cool. Why does it matter though? It is meant to say that since manga is outselling comics, then there is something that typical Western viewer is seeing in manga and not in comics. Then again, comics are notorious for being a continuous mess of reboots and remakes, so I can see the appeal of a self-contained story. And the wokeness, as I've heard it, although in my data hoarding comics, I get those old issues, and it does say that the most selling comics are the back issues. I don't think I've answered my own questions. I may lack the perspective that many in the West have concerning the culture war. It would be nice to know. Okay, so around 2016, you get to see a lot of new people getting hired into comics, and these new people have no experience whatsoever in writing comic books, but they're very ideologically driven. Now, when they start writing those comic books, you notice the major drop in sales, and a lot of people are complaining. Now, if it wasn't for manga, I'm pretty sure these people would like to tell you that it's due to the fact people aren't interested in comics anymore. It's due to the fact that comics are just old and people are tuning out. But because you have manga, which in my opinion is an inferior product simply because it's not colored, but other than that, it's still the same like the comic books. It's just pictures that tell a story. And manga manages to outsell comics. It goes to show that, no, these people just ruined comics. And look, they're still trying to find various reasons as to why people aren't reading comics. Like, for example, oh, well, it's just reboots and remakes. Who's stopping them from creating something original? Who's stopping them from making comic books that don't even have superheroes? They could literally make anything. Why can't DC Comics not make its own isekai? What's stopping them? The answer is that, no, that's not the reason why people aren't reading comics. I mean, again, people are reading My Hero Academia. People still read very old mangas like Naruto, Boruto, or whatever the hell. And not only that, notice how the mangas, they do diversity and no one complains. There's no review bombing of the manga. I mean, they have LGBT characters. They got diverse cast. They got all of these things. And yet no one is complaining when it comes to manga. And yet again, it goes to show that the ideologues in the comic book industry were brought in to make comics more inclusive, and they have done anything but. I mean, look at the black community. It's so vibrant when it comes to anime and manga. I mean, if you go on YouTube and you look at people that explain to you what happened in a manga or or talk about the anime, a lot of black creators are there. But when you go to DC Comics or Marvel, like almost no black creators. Everyone that talks about them are corporate. That talks about them in a positive light, I mean. Because no one reads these comics anymore. And it's another slap on the face because America managed to put itself on the map through hamburgers and comic books. Like everyone here in Romania, and I'm pretty sure this is true for the rest of the world, know about Batman and Superman. I mean, they are so powerful American icons, it's kind of like a brand. You can't think about America without thinking about Superman. And yet they've managed to completely destroy that brand. It's an astonishing fact that they managed to do this. It takes skill, it takes effort in order to take something so great and bring it into the ground. So why does it matter? Well, it matters because, it goes to show that people want the product. It's just that what they are putting out is what the people don't like. And if you go on Twitter and you read what comic book pros have to say, they are very spiteful, they're very vindictive, they constantly attack the audience. They're not there to provide entertainment, they're there to cultivate the correct type of audience. Like, if they could have only 10 people that buy the comic, and those 10 people had the correct mindset, and they behaved in the way that the comic book writers wanted them to behave, they would be happy. They would call that a success. So, I don't know if American comics are ever going to get back to the way they were. I don't know if they're going to manage to attract an audience again, because at this point, I think they completely lost it to Japan. Like, once people start reading manga and they get hooked to the Japanese culture, there's no way that they're going to come back and look at whatever America is putting out. Let me know what you guys think, though, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.